What's up, y'all? It's TheNaturegirl30 here, and I want to wish everybody a happy WrestleMania week. As of right now, we are 4 days out from WrestleMania 40. I am excited about it because this is actually gearing up to be a very stacked card and probably better than last year. At least we hope. Now, I'm reading this from the Bleacher Report, and the Bleacher Report is saying so far on Saturday night, we got 7 matches on Saturday night and 6 matches on Sunday night. And of course, we got the main event being both The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins for Saturday night. And we got Roman Reigns versus Cody for Sunday night to be the main event. So let's get started with Saturday night, and let's talk about the matches that I don't really care much for, but it's on here anyway. We got Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. Why is this here? I thought this feud was long gone. I thought it was dead in the ground. We're never going to see this again. But for some reason, they want to rehash it. I guess to put Rey Mysterio on the card. I don't know. Or maybe this is for Dragon Lee. But this just feels like a match that should be on SmackDown or Raw. But let's be honest, I do not see Dominic winning here. I honestly see Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee winning this. So there's really no point in dragging on. So let's move on to the next match. This match actually was announced on Monday night on Raw, I believe. And this was Bianca Belair, Naomi, and SmackDown. Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill versus Damage Control. I haven't put my rant up yet about this, but if y'all haven't heard my rant, I will leave a link for you guys to listen to it. This shouldn't be here at all. This should be on a SmackDown or a Raw. This should not be on the WrestleMania card. And in my humble opinion, this was either to get Bianca Belair a match for WrestleMania or to introduce Jade Cargill in her first match with 2 other people. I already got my feelings towards Jade. I'm not going to make it a rant about that because I've already done that. And again, once I put it up, by all means, check it out. But I don't see Damage Control winning because this isn't for the tag belts or anything. There's really nothing on the line. This is just a random 6-woman tag. So I see the faces winning here. Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill. They're not going to make Jade Cargill look bad for her first debut match on the biggest stage of them all. They're not going to have her lose. She's going to win. So anybody that's on Jade Cargill's team is going to be instant winners. So it's going to be Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill for the win. Moving on for a match that I actually am excited about because any ladder match on WrestleMania is going to be a train wreck, but it's also going to be incredibly entertaining at the same time. And they can make new stars out of this match, so I'm looking forward to it. We're talking about the six-pack ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships, with the Judgment Day, of course, being the Tag Team Championship holders, Damian Priest and Finn Balor versus Awesome Truth, The Miz and R-Truth versus DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa versus The New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods versus New Catch Republic, do not like the name, but that's what it is, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate versus A-Town Down Under, which is actually a pretty clever name, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. This is a match to potentially make a new star. We need a new tag team to carry those titles. Now, this is just what I'm hearing. It is a major possibility that they're going to break the belts up. That it's no longer going to be an undisputed tag team championship. They're going to break it up for their own respective brands, for Raw and SmackDown, which I think they should have done a long time ago. But because they never redesigned it. So I kind of knew they were going to break it up. When, I don't know. But there's so much potential of a new star happening here. New stars happening here. I just don't want it to be Awesome Truth. Because The Miz and R-Truth have been there, done that, got the t-shirt. They need to step aside for other people. I'm not going to lie. I'm rooting for DIY. I want DIY to win. I have, some nostalgia for them during their NXT days, especially that amazing rivalry that they had with the Revival. And I really do want them to have tag titles here. I just do. On the main roster, I do. Because I feel like their main roster call-up was kind of botched. So I'm really rooting for them to win. I don't want the New Day to win because they've already cemented their legacy. They don't need to win here. And I think a lot of people are going to agree with that. They've already been there, done that, got the t-shirt beyond. Way, way, way beyond. They don't need the tag titles. They already have their legacy cemented. Now, New Cash Republic, in my opinion, you could probably call them a dark horse of the match because we don't really see Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne together that often. And the fact that they're a tag team, they are both amazing wrestlers. I remember seeing them during the UK championship tournament when they had NXT UK. Absolutely amazing. For those that haven't seen it, go and watch it. It is just it's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Just go back and actually watch that match. Your jaw will hit the floor, especially night 2. It was absolutely amazing with them going against each other because they are perfect rivals as well as perfect teammates. I'm rooting for either DIY or New Cash Republic. It is hard to tell, but A-Town Down should not be here. I'm sorry. I like Grayson Waller because Grayson Waller can command presence as a heel, which is not really easy to do. Austin Theory has been treated as a joke ever since he went up against John Cena and John Cena humiliated him. So no one's really been able to take him seriously. So I really don't want them to win, but I have a gut feeling that it's going to be egg on all of our faces that A-Town Down is going to win. Like, A-Town Down Under is probably going to win. I'm really rooting for Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, DIY, as well as New Cash Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. I'm rooting for them hard. But something tells me it's going to be A-Town Down Under. I really want to be wrong, but I think it's going to be egg on everybody's faces when the heels win. So, A-Town Down Under for the win, unfortunately. Alright, let's move on to the next match for night 1. Jay versus Jimmy. This has been a long time coming. Ever since Jay left the Bloodline. This was something that was going to be a long time coming, even though I kind of thought that they solved it already. But I guess they didn't. You know, they teamed up, then they changed their mind, and Jimmy left, and then Jimmy was teaming up with Jay. It went back and forth. But this was something that was going to be in the works for a long time. And honestly, I really do see that Jay is going to be main event Jey Uso after this. He's always called himself that, but it hasn't been believed because he hasn't really taken his brother out. He hasn't taken his brother down. He hasn't beat him yet. So once you beat your brother, that is the end of the Bloodline. The Bloodline is out of your system. You are finally main event Jey Uso. And I think he's going to be cemented as main event Jey Uso here. So Jey Uso for the win. Sorry, Jimmy, even though you've been looking like a clown as of late and you need to win more than your brother, I don't really see Jay winning at all. I don't see Jimmy winning at all. I see Jay winning because Jay is the dude that they've been after. And not only that, Jay was the one that came close to beating Roman. So I hate to say it, but he's a little bit more important than Jimmy. So Jey Uso definitely for the win. All right. This is one of my favorite matches with my favorite championship. For those that have seen my videos, you guys know that the IC championship is my favorite title. The Workhorse Championship. I love that title. From those that have seen my videos when I actually had the camera on, y'all have seen that I actually have a replica of it. I love that title. And Gunther has made that championship worth something. So I love Gunther as an actual champion. I love it. But I also love Sami Zayn even more. I'm not gonna lie. I absolutely love Sami Zayn. And I was rooting for him last year when he and Kevin Owens actually took the Undisputed Championships from the Usos. That nearly brought a tear to my eye. I didn't think that I would care that much about those two after watching that. And also, I'm not gonna lie, Sami Zayn has so much heart. You just root for him to win. You want him to win. You want him to get everything he asked for because of how much heart that man has. And I'm not gonna lie, the championship run that he had before, the IC championship he had before, and this was when Cody left, it was kind of diminished. It didn't really give him any purpose. And I think with him being a heel, he was uber annoying. Not a lot of people cared about him, but I was rooting for him to be a babyface again. I'm happy that he is one. But in my opinion, this is like Rocky versus the Russian. Like, seriously, this is like Rocky 4. I might have gotten the Rocky numbers wrong, but this is like Rocky versus the Russian, and they're making it into one. Especially the whole vignette that we saw on Monday Night Raw when they had Chad Gable and Sami Zayn kind of training together, and it seemed like that Sami Zayn was actually playing the role of Rocky Balboa, and this is kind of how I'm seeing it here: the underdog versus the monster. And as much as I love both of them, especially Gunther being an amazing, classy villain, I'm rooting for Sami. I really am. I'm rooting for Sami Zayn to win. And honestly, if Gunther drops a championship, it's good for him because he can move on to higher planes, to higher mountains, higher horizons. He can go towards Seth Rollins or whoever has the world championship. And he deserves to have something better than what he has now. Not saying that the IC championship is low. It's not. The IC championship title prepares the wrestler that holds it for championship greatness, and he's already proven how great of a champion he is. It's time for him to move on. But despite all that, who do I think is going to win? It's hard. It's really hard to call. It can go either way, because we know that Gunther cannot leave the States yet. He's probably not going to be able to leave until the summer. So it can go in either direction. But with everything that they have built up for Sami Zayn, for him being the underdog, for him being afraid to let his family down, it would be heartbreaking for everybody in the audience to see Sami Zayn. It would take the wind out of their sails if Sami loses. But my heart is saying Sami, but my mind is saying Gunther. It's hard to make a decision, but I guess I need to make one, and I'm just gonna put it out there. Maybe my heart is gonna overrun my head. Sami Zayn for the win. This is a very hard match to call. It can go in either direction, but I do want Sami Zayn to beat Gunther, because if Sami Zayn beats Gunther, in my opinion, he can probably face Chad Gable at SummerSlam, because I think it's leading up to that. And of course, in Bash in Berlin, we all know that if Gunther goes towards the title again and tries to beat Sami Zayn, which I'm not saying he's going to do that, but if that does happen, more than likely he's going to take it back at Bash in Berlin. So I'm thinking if Sami Zayn wins, he's going to face Chad Gable at SummerSlam, or maybe another pay-per-view down the line. And then if Chad Gable actually beats Sami Zayn, then we're going to get another rematch between him and Gunther, possibly. I mean, it could line up to be that way, but I'm going to go for Sami Zayn for the win. All right, after that long-winded prediction, we are talking about the Women's World Championship match, Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. Honestly, y'all, I think on Facebook or Twitter, someone asked, would you like to have all championships change hands? And I said yes. But then after talking to Irvin, he had a valuable point. Rhea Ripley is the hottest ticket going. And especially the fact that they're trying to do a lot of international things and they want to have a lot of international promotion, and how much the people in Australia love her. It would not make any sense to put it on Becky. Plus, Becky's been there, done that, got the t-shirt and made history. She doesn't need the championship. She really doesn't. She's already, I don't know if she's a Grand Slammer, but all I do know is that she's been a dual champion, SmackDown champion, and a Raw Women's champion. This woman really doesn't need anything else. Like, she already has her legacy cemented as the man. She is the man of the women's division. So she don't really need the championship win. Rhea does, and Rhea kind of earned it. So yeah, I have to say Rhea Ripley. I'm rooting for Rhea Ripley to retain her championship at WrestleMania. And if she does, it makes sense, because honestly, she's the hottest ticket going. I love Becky, but she's the hottest ticket going. All right, let's talk about the main event of night 1 of WrestleMania 40. The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Man, so many possibilities. So many possibilities for this match, y'all. Like, straight up. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I want Bloodline rules. Like, I seriously want Bloodline rules. And yeah, we had a glimpse of Bloodline rules on Raw, which was a bit disappointing. But the one thing I am hoping they change is that Bloodline rules is not a DQ match. Bloodline rules is when the Bloodline is in control of the match. What I mean by that is you have The Rock as the special guest referee. You have Solo Sikoa as the special guest enforcer. You have Paul Heyman as the special ring announcer. And of course, you have Jimmy Uso in control of the belt. If you have every single person of the Bloodline in that match in control of making the match go the way they want, that should be Bloodline rules. I'm hoping they change it on SmackDown on Friday. I really hope that they're going to change that, because I'm sorry, that makes more sense to me than what they did on what they did on Raw. But I digress. We need The Rock and Roman to win. Why? Because Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins need a lot of pressure on them. They need a challenge. They need adversity. They need to fight through it. If they want Cody to look good, he has to lose here. Why I say that? Because the thing is, it will make his win even better at night 2. If Cody wins here, it's not going to go well, because it's a huge possibility that the fans might be disappointed and Roman Reigns will leave with that title and hold it hostage for another year. Cody needs to lose tonight, because it can't, unless they're going to try to do the whole Daniel Bryan angle and have Daniel Bryan win. Like, he won at the beginning of the show and then he won at the end. But Cody does not need to win here. If you want to put a lot more worth into Cody Rhodes' win on night 2, have him lose. Have him lose. Have Seth get so beaten up in his match to where he can't even walk or move when he faces Drew McIntyre. And Drew McIntyre warned him. It's like, if you put yourself in this, you're not going to be 100%. And it's not going to be a fair match to me. Which it isn't. Let's be honest. It's not. But I'll get to that a little bit later. But honestly, my vote is for the Bloodline. I'm 100% Bloodline on this. And it's not because I don't like Cody. I know his story is going to come to an end. I want it to end. I want it to be over. Seriously, I do. But it's going to be more interesting in night 2 if you have the Bloodline win. And it'll bring a more interesting dynamic, because we all know that Roman Reigns can't carry a match. And it's not his fault. It's because of his health. So we know this. It'll make it more interesting, and honestly, it won't show his weakness if they have the Bloodline involved. So I am hoping that the Bloodline wins here. For the main event, I am voting for the Bloodline, The Rock and Roman Reigns, to beat Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins.